Okay, so let's begin. Welcome everyone to the third edition of the Operator Huddle. The third one already. Wow, uh, that's a that's a good number. And today's a very special day. We have two guests, very well known for all of you. I'm pretty sure. Uh, Most probably at some point during your journey, you've actually interacted with both of them. First, I'll introduce to you Gufete. He's from DragonStake. DragonStake it's a operator validators. They started the journey in 2021, and they part of some of the top-notch proof of stake networks like Cosmos, Polkadot, Evmos, SSV, among others. And yeah, of course, Gufete probably you've interacted with him many times in our Discord. And the other guest we're going to have today, I guess this is, I believe it's his second time, 2 out of 3. That's Franco. He's part of Diva's dev team. And today, during the next more or less 30 minutes, there will be our guest for this edition. So maybe we can start with Gufete. How you doing?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear.
Thank you. First of all, thank you for inviting me. Also, sorry for my English. It's not as good as it should be, but I will try my best. My
It is
real name is
great. It's
Javier.
great.
I am from Spain. I have a technical grant from DragonStake. My boss is really lucky. He's in Thailand in Polkadot conference, so I must talk instead of my boss. Okay. Well, today I was invited to tell you about how we make things in DragonStake, about how we set up validators and how do we monitor and run validators. But before beginning this operator huddle, I talked with some of the Diva core team and say, well, most people that's running Diva are not professional operators. They do not have a complex setup with high availability, load balancing, bare metal server across all the globe. No. Most people are simple and uh, solo stakers running Diva nodes at home. So maybe my talk should be oriented to that people that really makes uh, the network decentralized. So I will give you a couple of advice about how to run your Diva nodes securely and cheaply, of course. Nobody wants to spend a lot of money and make things and be prepared for when worst happen because well as everybody knows, shit happens. And sometimes a hard disk fail. Sometimes the lights goes off and you don't have power for some hours, and well, you have to run your Diva node. Diva is a really interesting network. In DragonStake, we are running nodes of Obol, nodes of ECCF, and nodes of Diva. And in my humble opinion, Diva is the most interesting project in the distributed validator technology space. And well, I am going to give you some advice about running your nodes. First of all, many of you are running stacking setup at home. That's nice. Okay, I already have a Diva node here at home. But I will give a couple of advice. First, don't have a single point of failure. You should not have a single node that node fails, your Diva is completely lost. No, you cannot afford that. You must do several things. First, make backups. Make backups of your Diva case. Make backups of your Diva config. This is really small files. You can backup it. You simply stop your node, backup the private data, and you store it elsewhere in your house. You encrypt it and upload to the cloud. So OneDrive account or your G Drive account. Or of course, always encrypt it before uploading. But first, make backup. Second thing, have another consensus layer, an execution layer client always sync. You can rent a cheap VPS somewhere in Esner, in OVH, in, for example, Amazon or Azure or Contabo, whatever you want. Have a cheap, cheap, of course, properly sized execution uh, and consensus layer client sync. So if you have a really bad problem with your Diva node at home, you simply take your backups, upload those backups to the secondary location, and you start at the Diva node, and you are already running. You have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours of the time. That's not a problem. Your problem is if you lose your main computer and where you're running your daemon node, and suddenly you have to resync the whole chain. That's a lot of time. And of course, we are running in testnet. In Diva, we will go really soon to Holesky. But the day we are running in mainnet, syncing a mainnet node is a lot of longer than a testnet. So take this advice and have a second consensus layer, executive layer client. Third tip I will give to you: monitor your nodes. You can use Prometheus, you can use Grafana, you can use Nagios, you can use a simple shell script that parse logs and sees that everything is running. But you should have a canary that tells you, hey, something is wrong with your node. Hey, take action. Don't try to overthink. Don't make nothing fancy, automatic recovery. No. Simply, okay, there's a problem. Let's see what's happening. But you should not die. The worst you can have is thinking your Diva node is okay, and 1 day, 2 days, 3 days later say, hey, something is wrong. Another thing I want to tell you, I don't want to take too much time. Most of you are running Diva nodes at home, and sometimes you are out of home. Yes, there is something out there, and well, you want to connect to your Diva node. How can you securely connect to the Diva node? Well, most people simply open a port in the router and make that port available to the public internet. For example, the Diva HTTP port, and well, I can control my Diva node from there. No. That is, you should not do that. You should not expose to internet and encrypted service like an HTTP server. Simply publish, use Tailscale, for example, a VPN, or if it's too complex for you to use a VPN, just publish the SSH port, and using SSH tunneling function, I can help you in the Diva chat. If you want to know the sub command with a simple command, you can map securely across the internet using an SSH tunnel your Diva GUI HTTP server, so you can manage your Diva node remotely and securely. This is far more secure than publishing the Diva GUI directly to internet. And the last thing I want to say thank you to all for being in this nice journey that is Diva. And of course, use the Discord. If you have problem, there is no silly question, there is no noob question. Just ask. Go to Discord, and there is a lot of really nice folks that will help you. If something has any question, please ask. I don't want to take more time. Franjo has more interesting things to tell you about than me. Thank
I
you.
think you made a great point. Like there are no stupid questions. There are no dumb questions because the thing that you might think that might be a stupid question, there are probably other people that are afraid to ask. So by doing so, you're already enabling like the discussion about it. So uh, it just doesn't matter how silly you think your question might be. I really encourage you to just ask it. That's all. I mean, nobody's going to make fun of you. Nobody's going to laugh at you. So please, whatever doubt you might have, you can always approach us, me, Gufete, Franco, or anyone else, and many other like community members. They will help you. So please do not be afraid of. Thank you again, Gufete. As you said, like a lot of shits happen. For example, 2 days ago there was a huge storm in my town. We were out of electricity like for over a day. So yeah, I mean, all those tips that you gave us are very, very, very helpful. If you guys have anything else you would like to ask, you know that the Gofet is always, always available in Discord. And of course, for the Spanish community as well, you can reach him too. I just realized that we're having like a Spanish roundtable today. And so let's move with Franco. He's going to give us some recent updates.
Thank you, Nico, and thank you, Gufete. I think you're doing a great job uh, at supporting users and everyone in Diva. So very glad to have you as well. I think you mentioned about the fallback clients. The next validator client we are gonna support is Nimbus, which does support as a validator that support different Ethereum execution and consensus clients, several ones for the same instance. So that makes a more reliable setup, even for home stakers, solo stakers, which are our our users or the users that we try to help. Um, now I think you're interested about what's coming next.
I'm sure they are.
well, auditors are working, so that's a good news about the new releases. We will deploy in Holesky in the next days. The same version that we had in Gorley is not going to be the new version with all the fancy stuff, with all the collateral, with all the tokenomics and everything. But we are testing a different set size. That means that right now we have each validator set, we call it, each validator set have has like 5 nodes, and the threshold is 3. So that is if 3 out of those 5 are signing, are available, the validator that is running on top of the validator set, we call it, it will be validating, will be signing the validator duties for the Ethereum consensus. So we are right now testing this a different size. It will be 16, 11 out of 16. So we may go with 3 out of 5 or 11 out of 16. This is something that is just to give some transparency on what's going on. And apart from that, and that is what we call Alpha 5. Apart from that, the Alpha 7, we'll skip the 6th one. The Alpha 7 will be released on Holesky, of course, and it will be, we don't have a date, but probably in a few weeks after Alpha 5, which is, as I said, in the next days. As soon as we are happy with the set size, we will deploy. The experience will be pretty similar to Wireless. How to do it? Okay. So basically, if when we shift the net, we have different validators. There is we as you all know, Gorley is dead, and we don't need the Gorley databases, the Gorley clients whatsoever. It's not valid any longer. So the way we will document this to migrate, or it's not migration, but to update the Diva clients to work on the Holesky net, it will be just deleting everything and starting afresh. fresh installation of the Diva. It will be very, very similar to the scripting and the experience we had for Go Early, but the clients will be pointing to Holesky. Why to migrate? Well, just to be part of Diva. So we request you please do run the nodes. That's as we repeat once and again. This is information that is valuable for us. And also we are happy to have a community to be part of this. So please join and yeah, migrate to Holesky. I think Holesky needs more validators, and that's why we are here. And yeah, that's the general update I had. If you have any feedback, more than happy to answer.
Actually, I wanted to ask you something. So once we release the old testnet into Holesky, that's going to start from scratch, right? So once we have the next release, is it going to start again from scratch, or we can, or is it going to be possible to migrate just to
That's
update
a
it?
very good. Yes, that's a good question. And unfortunately, the smart contracts, that's why we skipped 6. The smart contracts for 7, they have different interfaces. So that means that now we are gonna release a new version in Holesky, but the version after that one, the next after the next, it's going to be different. So the validators are gonna be different. So that's gonna be depreciated, and for Alpha 7, we are gonna have like again a fresh set of validators. So it will be a different network, let's say, of a different staking pool, whatever you want uh, to 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 think about it. But for example, if the Diva scan we had, right? So in Diva scan, you could see all the validators in Diva. What it's doing is just fetching all the information from the smart contract, from the Diva smart contract, and and measuring them against the execution and consensus to see the performance and so on. But for the next version, we will have like two different Diva scans because it will be different networks.
Okay, I see. Yeah, there was some. That was a very common questions that that was a very common question that we had recently among the community. So yeah, thank you for making this one clear. Do you have any question, guys? Now would be the time to do so before we move to the next section. Okay, maybe in the meantime, I'll give the word to Dennis.
Hello, everyone. Happy to be in huddle number 3. Thank you for everyone for joining. I'm not as active as Nico, but also in the background, we're a brave small operator relations team that try to make your life easier. And part of it is operator hub that we created some time ago. And I just want to share the screen to make sure everybody does know it exists. And
It is like your first voice intervention, right?
yeah, probably so. I'm always in the I'm always close and trying to improve things here and there. But just want to ask you, and I did this in Discord with no reply, so this is my second try. I want to ask you if you've looked at Operator Hub, if you have any suggestions, and more importantly, if you want to participate in any way. So, for example, in the setup section, SMC has already contributed some information that we incorporated, with some details. And this is a great example of how we can co-author the materials that will help others, um, like at all stages of their journey, not only during onboarding when selecting hardware, but also perhaps like monitoring nodes. So um, Gufete was telling about the need for backups, for maybe backup clans on VPSs. That's great pieces of knowledge that we wouldn't have been able to source otherwise, but from your hands-on experience. So I invite you to contribute. There will be an opportunity to have some content put together and published and incorporated into this operator hub. But today I want to focus on FAQ specifically. This section has been growing for some times based on our direct conversations, your questions in Discord, just Nico's experience in his secret document that he had for answering your questions quickly and sometimes with screenshots, right? So we can see
Yeah, that
it
was a good one.
published. Yeah, we can see it published, and maybe it's not like the most usable format, but I'm sure for those who's running into a problem, it's they can easily navigate through the list and see if the problem is already solved. And so, like, I invite you to co-author this thing, at least by giving feedback. Have you ever referred to this? Or do you have this maybe little secret doc of yours that you want to share? Maybe, hey, maybe you want to own this page and to maintain it over time, just to join forces, um, because we cannot keep up with everything at the same time. So there's no like feedback form or anything, but I invite you to go back to Discord, maybe think about it, maybe tomorrow tag me and just say, maybe take a look at this Operator Hub. I'll post a link right away, so it's easy for you to access if you forgot it, because it's actually a long um,
Yeah, and as well here
um,
on Discord on the Diva forum section, there's a section for the operator help as well, so you can maybe
mhm.
as well leave your feedback there. There's a special section for it.
Yeah, in a forum, there's a thread, right, so that is isolated. I was actually navigating my Notion and not the published page, so I just realized everybody was looking at the front page all this time. Sorry about this. So there's a lot of information on setups that are referring to the FAQs. I'll just run through it super quickly, not to take much of your time. So like this FAQ section specifically, even for sections, maybe you have some anecdotes from your experience where you really stumbled uh, upon something and you found a problem, found a solution, and there was no place to publish it for everybody to reuse. Okay, so thank you very much for your attention. I really hope that our community will be more active in terms of contributing and co-authoring and eventually also co-owning the whole network.
Yeah, I mean,
Thank you so much.
100% agree with you. It's the operator hub. It's a great tool for any kind of users. I mean, everything it's there. It's very handy. You have it right next to you. The sections are very well divided. You have video guides, articles, setups. I mean, anything you might need, it's there. I mean, it's just right, just one click away, to put it this way.
Also, let me guys to 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 ask people if that or to tell people that we are hiring. So in case someone just want to know more, has like a solid background of programming and running nodes and so on, just drop me a DM and we will see. Um, just that.
Oh yeah, guys. I mean, I'm pretty sure in the community we have some very knowledgeable members. So yep, feel free to reach us and